All right. PR writing. I'm Professor Engel. I've been in the PR business 30 plus years, worked on the Hill. Initially, my career for two members of Congress and a senator. The first female senator, Republican female senator elected in her own right. Previously, Republican female senators had taken over their husband's slot if they died. She was Paula Hawkins, the first to be elected in her own right. Very interesting woman. She died 2010. Anyway, press aide, press secretary, have had my own consulting firm, been teaching since 2014. And we're going to talk about you all a little bit later, have a chance for you all to introduce yourselves. Let's see, you hopefully everybody got the book, Wilcox PR Writing, right? Or you're going to get the book, right? Okay. And this week, the readings, you have 3 chapters. Chapters 1, 2, and 5. 1 is getting organized. 2 is becoming a persuasive writer, techniques to be persuasive, because you are in the PR business, PR, perception, persuasiveness, and writing the news release. And your assignment this week is writing press release number 1. Now, this semester, your client is a group called the Brazilian Music Institute, okay? Well, let me take a step back. Does everybody, is this the first semester for everybody on Canvas, or have you had Canvas before? Nobody's had Canvas before. Okay, so I'm going to start back up just a little bit then. Anyway, your client is the Brazilian Music Institute, and we're going to be building a media kit for this entity. It's a real entity that you can maybe use to show potential employers for internship purposes. So we're going to put together a nice press kit or media kit for the Brazilian Music Institute. So that said, I'm going to go to Canvas now and walk you through, because I've been on Canvas for many, many years, but I know this is the first time you all, for many of you, and I guess everybody, is doing Canvas and not Blackboard, right? Everything previous has been Blackboard. Okay. Hey, Kate, could you turn your camera on and join us?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me just make this announcement here. 15% of your grade is participation.
Yeah.
Now,
because I'm in China right now, so it's the 6.
Okay. All right. That leads to another point. 15% of your grade is participation. So I want you to, I can't demand that your cameras are on, but I really want your cameras on at all time. We're only going to be together 40 minutes to an hour every week. So you can hang in there. Hello, Kate. So you can hang in there and have your cameras on. But I understand if there's an emergency, just do a private message to me. I got to go, turn my camera off. Something's up, my dog ran off, whatever. I understand. But just for 40 minutes to an hour, keep your camera on and participate. And if you need to yawn, not a problem. I don't care. All right. So that said, camera's on. I'm going to do a screen share and call up Canvas. Let me just get out of this. Okay. All right. Try that again. Okay, can everybody see the screen? The Canvas screen. Okay, good. All right. This is the home page. Come to here, home, how to get in touch with me, email me anytime, a little bit about me, course overview. But on the left is where you look for announcements, syllabus. Everybody be sure to click on here and download, or either you can look at it here, the syllabus, in what this little, mini box, or you can download it, okay? And print it out, whatever works best for you. But go to the syllabus. Now, what's also neat about the syllabus page, it gives you a course summary and dates due. Okay, everybody see this? Dates due on the syllabus page. That's your whole schedule right there in a nutshell. All right, but from January 24, which is Sunday assignment, to Sunday, April 18th, your last assignment. Okay, that's the whole semester in a nutshell, and that's a handy feature. All right, so there's really just a couple of things, three or four things you really need to know about Canvas. Go to the home, announcements, the syllabus with the course summary page. Here's the most important page, assignments. This is where all your assignments are now. This week's assignment is open. The 124 assignment, press release number 1. Click on it, and it gives you all your instructions, okay? What to do, readings, lecture notes, samples, what I'm looking for, okay? So that's, assignment page is the most important page, because that's where you go to actually do your work, or get instructions for your work, do it. And then also another thing, what you'll do is you will upload it, okay? You'll upload it on this page. And now what I found is Word docs work okay, but what works best is PDF. So it's your call, but Word or PDF. No Apple Pages or Mac Pages, okay? The Canvas won't read that. So this is where you'll upload your assignment. Let me go to settings. Student view. Okay, here you go. Submit assignment here. And there's your function to upload it. Choose a file from your computer, documents, and then upload it. Okay? Okay, everybody got that? Excellent. Okay, so it's. I think you'll find, at least I found, that Canvas is much more user-friendly than Blackboard. Blackboard's like a generation or a half generation back. It's a little more clunky. Canvas is very, very sleek, and it really moves really nicely. It's a really nice function. So that said, and here again, just email me anytime if you get stuck on the Canvas. And also the AUIT people are really good, because they're working like double time to get everybody, instructors who don't have the background I do, conversant on Canvas, and also students. So the IT folks are really doing a good job because as of summer semester, everybody has to be on Canvas. Blackboard is going away. Okay, any questions on Canvas? This is kind of your guide on the side. Oh, another thing, on the right here, you'll see coming up, that's for me, the instructor. Let me go to student view again. Okay, it gives you a handy to-do over here. 124, press release assignment. And then there's my announcement from yesterday. And then the assignment for the following week, the 31st and February 7th, etc. So, okay, leave student view. Any questions? on Canvas. Okay, you'll grow to love it. All right, put Canvas away. Okay, so we're going to start with the first 2 weeks press release, and then we're going to move into building this media kit for the Brazilian Music Institute. We're going to put together a backgrounder and a fact sheet, and then you're going to tie it all together, put a bow on it with a pitch letter. So you have your press release done, a press kit, your media kit done. Then we're going to do a letter to a journalist or editor pitching it. Attached, find this media kit, hopefully find of interest, and should make a great story. Then we're going to talk about working with journalists and editors, and the assignment that week is a media advisory. Sometimes you just don't, you need to get a quick advisory out. You don't have time for a press release, or a press release not warranted. We're going to work on a media advisory. Segue into visual storytelling. You're going to do a infographic for the BMI, where in a page through creative graphics, you're going to tell the whole story, a complicated story in the infographic on a page. We're going to do social media writing. I know you all are really good at that, but I'm going to just edit it and make it even better, okay? Just tweak it a little bit. We're going to do Facebook and Twitter for the BMI. Then we're going to move into speech writing. You're going to write a speech. These are all things that you're going to be called upon in the PR world to do. Your boss is going to say, I need a speech. Or you're going to be asked to do a speech for your group or company or member of Congress, whoever you're working for. Just a little segue. One of my first major assignments for Senator Hawkins was she was at an event in Tampa and needed a speech. So I was tapped. Engel, can you do a speech? And the speech went over really well. The senator loved it, and it was a good story. It had a happy ending. But anyway, so the point being is, you'll in your PR career, you will be asked to either write a speech for somebody or write a speech for yourself to deliver. Then we're going to have you do a video script with the audio on one side and the video on the other side for the BMI, using all the various video and photos, et cetera, that are out there for this group. So more and more, especially on the web, companies are asked to do like an info video for YouTube or whatever. So you don't have to actually do it, but you're going to do a script for it where you'll say, okay, here's the audio, here's the matchup video on each side. Okay. Then we're going to move into websites, blogs, and podcasts. How to write a blog entry, and I may be tweaking that a little bit and have you do some podcast stuff. Crisis communication. You'll be asked to do a press statement when news isn't good, the news is bad. In PR, we don't always have happy news. We have to get out there and get ahead of bad news. So we'll have a whole week and a chapter on that. We're going to write a proposal, and then a communication plan, a strategic communication plan. Many PR firms, many PR departments have a strategic communication plan that they use to either for a year out, 6 months out, so that there's a rudder for the ship. So there's a direction of where the entity or the organization wants to go. So I'm going to help you write a communication plan. And then the last week, it's a course wrap up, and then we're done. So participation. All right. So this week, I'm going to have you go around the ring and introduce yourselves. But every week, I'm going to ask everyone in the class to come with an example of a story, either print, radio, TV, podcast maybe, of a story that jumped out at you as, wow, somebody, the backstory, somebody did a really good job, some PR person, some PR entity did a really good job of pitching the story. This is great for this company or this organization because why, and who do you think was behind pushing it? Okay, so find a really good story that you are thinking, put your thinking cap on. What's the backstory? Who's pushing this? What PR person did a great job getting this article, pitching this, and actually seeing it come into print or get televised or on the radio, etc. Okay, so that's going to happen every week, where we're going to go around and everybody's going to have their moment to share that. It's kind of a show and tell. Now, as you know, this is Tuesday. The classes are Monday. The week starts Monday morning, and we're going to meet Monday evening. Monday morning, the new week starts. The assignments open, etc. And then everything is due. All assignments are due. It's very simple. Sunday, it's the end of the week. Sunday, 11:59 p.m. Then Monday morning, we start it all over again. So that's a cycle. And then we'll meet on Mondays to help kick off the week and talk about things. Okay, we went over Canvas. Good. Oh, okay, AP style for everything. Now, there's many things that you're going to be looking at for the BMI and other assignments that you have to remember. Website writers and others don't use AP style. So that's a big hint, wink, nod, look out for that, okay? So everything's gotta be in AP style, and I'm looking for that. For example, you need to look up how to use a state in the Dateline, whether it's abbreviated or not, or how to use a state in the body of the text. I'll give you a hint. It's not abbreviated anymore. AP style changed it. All states are spelled out, no matter if it's Mississippi or Tennessee or whatever, okay? But they are abbreviated in the Dateline, but it has to be AP style abbreviation. Using a postal abbreviation for a state in AP style is a no-no. For example, FLA period, capital FLA period. That's AP style. Capital F, capital L is the post office. Not the same, okay? So there's a whole section in the AP style book about state abbreviations. That's just one example. Just look out for that. How shows are used in AP style. How albums, books, okay? All that stuff in AP style. I want everything on time. Try to run this like a PR business. Now, if you're late, it's 5 points deducted a day. So just don't be late. You have all week to do. You have one whole week, a generous one whole week to do these assignments, from Monday morning to almost the next Monday. 11:59 Sunday. So there's really, really no excuse unless you have a good excuse and a note about why you couldn't do it over the course of a week. Okay, so that said, let's talk about your first assignment, press release. So writing press releases form the basis for all good PR writing. If you can write a good press release, you can write a great bio, you can write a good backgrounder, you can write a great social media piece, a good pitch letter. Write a great press release, and you've got the building blocks, the foundation of good PR writing. So that's why I'm starting with the press release. Make it succinct, make it engaging, make it interesting, but not over the top, hokey or too advertising copy sounding. Okay, so it's got to have that. It's got to have that nice journalistic ring to it, but yet you have to still get the journalist or editor excited. So it's a knack, and that we're going to work on that. And this lecture notes I'm reading from are on the week 1 assignment. You can go back and check it out. But the traditional press release, I'm going to talk about now. We're going to do the traditional press release where you're going to write it on a Word document, submit it in Word or PDF, and upload it that way. Nowadays, most press releases are in the body of the email text or text box. So you wouldn't double space. It would be single space with maybe indented paragraphs or a space between paragraphs. I get that. But what I've done in recent years is I put the body of the press release in the email box and attach it as a PDF, just so the journalist has both. And that's worked out really well. Now, the headline is really important because it also serves as a subject line for your email to get a journalist interested. Because most of the things you're going to be sending the journalist are via email. So you've got to do a snappy headline, attention-getting headline, in addition to, and use that, maybe a shortened version as your subject line in the email. But for our purposes, double space, this is traditional old style press release. Double space, all press releases, indent paragraphs, no space between paragraphs, indent paragraphs. Use at least one quote. Now the quote can come from a real person with a BMI or a made up person, I don't care, or a made up student, whoever. Remember the 5 W's in the lead. Try and get the 5 W's and the H in the first 2 paragraphs. Doesn't have to all be in the first paragraph, but in the first 2 paragraphs, your first 2 lead paragraphs, okay? The who, what, where, why, when, and how. Do a descriptive headline. I mentioned that. Keep the paragraph short. My rule is only 2 sentences per paragraph. And this goes back to the old days of journalism. Can anybody tell me why keep the paragraph short for old school journalistic purposes, or even like the print Washington Post today? Yes.
So it doesn't overwhelm a reader, and it keeps them engaged.
That's a good answer, but not exactly for a print purposes. Yeah, go ahead.
Isn't it about like amount of space on the page?
Yes, that's it. A part of it. The columns, if you notice, in the Washington Post, New York Times, or whatever paper, are very, very narrow. That means if it's like 3 or 4 sentences, the paragraph on the print column would be about this long. So they want quick, snappy paragraphs because of the narrowness of the column. So it goes way back. But anyway, it works really well, as Claire said, to keep the reader engaged, because there's nothing worse than reading a big block of type. You need to break it up. So break it up, two sentences per paragraph, indent your paragraph, no space between paragraphs, okay? Now, talk about AP style. Good grammar, accuracy is paramount, because the quickest way to get your press release either deleted or thrown in the trash or whatever is if it's full of typos, bad grammar, AP style errors. Journalists who are reading your press releases, these type of errors, because they're in the business, jump out of them like a sore thumb, okay? So be mindful of that. Great grammar, accuracy, AP style. If you don't need to do a traditional like citations or references at the bottom of a press release, but what is helpful is if you refer to an article or something outside of the information in the press release, you can do a hyperlink, okay? So you can link to websites for more information if that is appropriate. Now, you'll see in the samples at the end. Okay, Rachel.
Sorry, I have another class that starts at 6.
All right, Rachel, I'm recording it, so check it out.
Thank you, sorry.
Okay, bye. All right. So you are the stars of this class tonight. You made it, and you're on tape. You're being recorded. Okay, and this is in the samples. At the end of all releases, I like to see what's called a boilerplate paragraph about us or about the BMI, where you get into details that don't necessarily, work in the press release flow, but it's background information, a background paragraph that's necessary for the reader. Here again, you're helping the reader at all times. Okay. All right. Let's talk a little bit about chapter 2 on persuasion. Being a persuasive writer goes back to the Greeks. Aristotle came up with this concept of ethos and logos and pathos, known today as credibility, logic, and emotional appeal. PR writers, we have to write a crisp press release. We have to do a crisp pitch, but we also have to be persuasive and appeal to the editor and journalist emotions. Several factors in persuasive writing, and this is from your Wilcox book. You need to do audience analysis, and you're going to hear this refrain a lot from me all semester. You got to know your audience. What do you want to say, and who do you want to say it to? That'll help you drive a press release or any marketing piece. What do you want to say, and who do you want to say it to? Then you can answer those questions. Then you can back into a good release and a good media list of where you want to send it to, etc. Source credibility. Is the institute or the organization or the person you're representing, do they have credibility? This is factors of persuasive writing. Appeal to self-interest. Journalists, they're always looking for stories. You have to appeal to their self-interest. How do you help them? But you need to appeal to their self-interest without them knowing you're really appealing to their self-interest, because they'll know it if they like what you're pitching, they'll know it, and they'll also know if the press release is going to get their attention. Is the message clear? Here again, key to writing. Make sure it's clear. Timing and context. Make sure that if you do a press release about an event, you can't wait till the last minute. Time it properly. And if the news is already out, you're done. You got to stay on top of things and make sure that things go out on a timely basis. So timing and context is crucial. Use the symbol and slogans of the journalist. That's why I'm really mentioning and hammering the AP style and good grammar, because you have to be that in their world. Use their symbols and slogans. Semantics and suggestions for actions. Your press release or your pitch has to be a call to action. You want that journalist to write about your group or your event, but you have to persuade them in a way where it's not over the top. So like I said, it's a knack, and we're going to be talking about that. Okay, Wilcox also has a summary of writing a press release in chapter 5, and this is part of your reading, but he also agrees a good press release is the backbone of a publicity program. News releases are cost effective, they're unbiased. I'm in the PR business, you're in the PR business, but an article that's placed is obviously much cheaper because it doesn't cost anything to run it, but it's also more powerful because it isn't an ad, it's an article. And journalists and bloggers rely on news releases. They might say they don't, but they really do. And he also mentions the various formats. And like I said, we're going to do a traditional press release on a sheet on a Word, as a Word document, but recognizing that once you get in the PR world, you'll probably do the release, and then it'll be single spaced in the email text box. But I also do the traditional version and do a PDF, because that way you can use the company's masthead, and you can get creative with, and many companies that you're going to work for or that I work for have a press release form. So that's how you work the press release form into today's world of getting a press release out. Simply the text in the body of the email box, and then attach a nice PDF version to your email. So that said, I think I covered everything. Like I said, the instructions are on the assignment page. What you need to read is in the syllabus. Samples are on the assignment page, along with instructions and the lecture that I just delivered, lecture notes. So should all be there, and with links, importantly, links to the BMI, the Brazilian Music Institute. There's lots of YouTube to get up to speed. There's lots of YouTube videos for the BMI. They have a really robust Facebook page, and the link to the BMI is for the 2019 concert. You can use dates they use for the 2019 clinic and concert, or current dates for the dateline. Whatever you want to do is fine with me. The last one they did was 2019 because spring of 2020 was COVID, and the world changed. Oh, another thing about a week one assignment. There are two facets to the BMI. One is the week-long clinic for students with Brazilian musicians that come in and conduct the clinics, the clinicians. Then phase two, the guest artists, clinicians, hold a closing concert with selected student participants who they feel should be performing at the end of the week. So this week's assignment is for the week-long clinic, announcing the week-long clinic and getting the good word out. Your second press release assignment next week is for the closing concert. Okay, so it's two releases for the same group but different events. All right. Any questions? All right, I tell you what, we'll skip the intro part until next Monday when we have everybody assembled. But be thinking of, over the course of the week, an article, TV piece, podcast, whatever, some type of media thing that you think a PR person did a really good job, and why it was beneficial to the group. Okay. All right. That said, we will see you next week. Thank you very much. Have a good one.
Professor.
Okay.
Thank you, Professor.
Bye-bye.